Any of you incel, QAnon, 4chan, Snyder Cut motherfuckers want to get out of line now? Anybody?
I've had a lot of people tell me that if I call someone a chud, that's no different. That's like just a slur. Like, they may as well call me like a slur or whatever. And it's like, well, that's really stupid. And it sounds like you're really looking for an excuse to say slurs.
You guys are doing your thing. I don't, you're doing your anti-CHUD thing.
But it's also not the same thing, and I can explain that. Things are different than other things.
Mm-hmm.
Because the things that I and generally on people on the left don't like and is harmful is whenever people are disparaged for characteristics that is innate to intrinsic to them, their existence, right? So like I have blue eyes, so if somebody starts saying, oh, you blue-eyed freak or something like that, I mean, it'd be kind of silly because look at these, they're freaking, you can't see them. I have another glasses here that I got new ones, and the other ones don't reflect, but I don't like them as much as these. I'll try them on in a minute. Hold on. Anyway, so they start calling me names based on my eyes or my pasty skin. I've got really pasty skin. I've got red, in my beard and in my hair and stuff like that. I've had people legit in my comments try and be like, oh, you're ginger. And like I'm going to go, oh no, you called me a ginger. I mean, that's pretty stupid, but like gingers aren't really, yes, they are, I guess, a minority in the most technical sense, but also they're not, there's not any laws on the books against gingers. There hasn't been, as far as I know, not in the US anyway. I mean, you might get some individuals that are just like, I don't like gingers or whatever, but like, fuck those people. So that's not a real thing, being bigoted against gingers. Where was I going? So, okay. So when I call someone a chud, I mean, well, let's start with what a chud is. CHUD. CHUD. It's originally the title of a cult horror movie, CHUD, CHUD, from 1984, and it was an acronym that stands for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. Okay? And was like, well, what the fuck does that have to do with the people that we usually call chuds? Not much, but, it's kind of funny. That's the point. It is a nonsensical term, generally, that everybody knows what it means now. It's been used enough that generally you know what someone means whenever they're calling somebody a chud, but it also isn't something that someone is just born that way. It's like when I told John De La Rose, that fucking piece of shit Nazi, that he said the initiative was doing hater speech about them or whatever, and it's like, no, we're not. You can stop being the way that you're being anytime you want to. What the way you're being, as people are constantly trying to tell you, is really shitty and antisocial and racist and bigoted and stuff. You could stop being that way, but you don't. So you're choosing to be a chud. So I guess that's a good way to think of it. You choose to be a chud. Choose to be a chud. You can choose not to be a chud. Might take some work. It might take some time to work through some biases that you hold and whatnot. But so let's get back to the actual original definitions of how chud's been used. So there's the movie. I've never seen it. Maybe we should watch it sometime. I don't know. Then there's a gross or physically unappealing person, and I guess that is sometimes in some people's minds what they're saying whenever they talk about right-wing chud. I don't ever think of a physical visual thing for it. To me, it's just 100% in line with like a set of attitudes. So the only thing that I remember that I have seen that there's this very clear example of somebody being called a chud that has nothing to do with how we think of it generally, is Clerks 2.
How the fuck do you always have like two good-looking girls who want you? You're the most hideous fucking chud I've ever met, and you always have a pair of girls fighting over you.
Randall keeps on calling Dante a hideous chud, and it's pretty funny. But that's just Randall being a dick. So then the third definition would be a person on the political right who holds socio-political views that are regressive or bigoted. So I do have an example here that I can show of someone being a CHUD. Honestly, there might not be a better example.
The thing about comic books and fantasy is that it's for men.
So that's pretty stupid. It's for men. Like, what the fuck does that mean, dude? For one thing, originally it was for children. So, now it's for men. Whoever decided that, I guess Ethan did. But Ethan he's almost like King Chud.
I am definitely king of the Chuds.
Yeah, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. Like, it's just, there's so many examples. There's so much. We would not have Star Trek today if it were not for women. Like, period. The Star Trek fandom that got Star Trek back on TV, that popularized it even having a fandom and going to conventions and stuff after the original series had been canceled, was women. It's just objectively true. I mean, yeah, if we're talking about, just pure size, sure. Well, sorry, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Contain yourself, Dane. You don't need to go for the low-hanging fruit. You don't have to, okay? And there's not much hangs lower than Ethan's. God damn it. God damn it. If we're talking about size of platform, yeah. He's pretty big CHUD drinker. When I think of a CHUD, the size of the CHUD in my mind is the density of this CHUD star, black hole rather, would be how chuddy are they? Like, Drinker can be pretty chuddy. He can say some pretty chuddy shit. But like, everything Ethan says and does and is all about being maximum chuddy. Right? Producer. CHUD appears to have been coined by famous podcast Chapo Trap House as a linguistic opposite to another internet slang term, Chad. So a right-wing traditional alpha male is a Chad, according to like incel rhetoric, right? CHUD, it was the opposite. And I can see that. I mean, I can see it easily being the etymology of it. So there you go. Chad and CHUD. And once again, these are states of mind. These are practices. These are collection of beliefs and views and statements and values. These are not ways that you were born or intrinsic to who you are. You can choose to be a Chad or you can choose to be a CHUD. I mean, that's not even accurate though, Julie. Like, they're not all overweight. They're not all balding. They're not like, you're just, let's try not to like just make up tropes. I mean, I know that is the tropes. You're not making them up, but let's try not to squeeze everybody into tropes when it's obvious that they don't fit. I mean, yes, there could be CHUDs on the left, sure. There are CHUDs on the left for sure. I don't tend to use it that way because to me, a CHUD typically checks a lot of boxes in my mind. So a CHUD is going to be racist to some degree. A CHUD is going to be sexist to some degree. A CHUD is going to be, and not only that, but like sometimes, and a lot of times arrogantly, like proudly so, defiant those things, right? Like, not only like, oh no, I'm not racist. They're like, yeah, you get triggered when I say the N-word. Like, that's a CHUD.
I am definitely king of the Chuds.
Are you gay now, Ethan?
Am I gay? I'm not.
You just told me earlier that if you use CHUD referring to another man.
Oh, right. No, but I mean,
no, it's too late.
No.
Too late.
Define
He was referring to himself.
Come on now.
That's even worse.
Yeah. I'm just saying.